My name is Elizabeth Pampalone, and you're listening to Marketing Minimalism. We have talked a lot in the last few weeks about all the things you can do, all the things you could do, you should do, right? I've just gone over so much about Smexit, about are you using things in the right way? Should you use social media? I mean, I've just been over and over all that, right? And now you're thinking, okay, what is the practical solution here? What is the actual thing that's going to make this work or not work for me? And how am I going to figure all that out? So today I want to talk some practical solutions. And these are some experiments that I want you to try. They're not long-term solutions. These are short-term solutions so that you can see, how does this feel? How does this affect me? How does this affect my business? And what do I find sustainable? So it's kind of like we need to, those elimination diets, right? We need to eliminate some of these things in a safe way, right? And then when we actually are ready to add things back, we only add back the things that serve us, not just saying, all right, well, everything's back on the table, right? So we need to add things back in a very specific way once we've eliminated them for a lengthy period of time. So it's kind of like a detox, and it's not fun. I can tell you that. It's not necessarily a fun process, and it's a little scary, but I can tell you that it's very well worth your time. And I want you to, let me know if you want help or you want an accountability partner or a buddy to kind of go through this with you. So one thing I want you to look at is to keep your phone in your office or in your kitchen to charge overnight. And these are typically the two. Now, if you have an office outside of your house, obviously you want to keep it in your kitchen. And if your office is in your bedroom, you want to keep your phone in your kitchen. But if your office is a separate room from your bedroom, then that is fine as well. You can keep it in your office. And this is something that we don't need to use our phones as alarm clocks. There are plenty of alarm clocks in the world that work just fine. And there's even some that have noise machines and all kinds of stuff. So I would encourage you to invest in a really simple, cheap $10, $5 thing from Big Lots, the dollar store, or even Amazon. You can get an alarm clock really cheap. But to keep your phone away from you in the evening at night. And this is not, I know people say, well, what if someone calls me and it's an emergency? You can set up your phone to give you notifications on certain numbers and that kind of thing. So if there is an emergency, you have access and it will ring through no matter what. And you can also look at removing the badges from your phone. This will help you during the day. I did this many years ago, and I cannot tell you how good this was for me. I removed the badges of when notifications came through so that when I was ready to look at email, or I was ready to look at social media, or I was ready to open up an app that had multiple notifications, I was choosing the time when that would happen. It wasn't just like, oh, there's a number, I have to look at it. So removing the badges can be very, very freeing as well. Turning off notifications. I think Apple's done a lot with, making the do not disturb a little more intuitive. That's really helpful. So if you are working on something for the next hour, you can turn on do not disturb. And then when you're done, you can turn it off. And that's just a click of a button on like an iPhone. And you can also do, there's a lot of things with notifications you can turn off so that apps aren't alerting you during your day, but you can go to them if there is a notification. You can see that and open it up when you're ready to open it. And it doesn't have to be every app, right? You can turn off notifications for like the most annoying ones. And then this is another one that I have yet to do. So I'm not saying that you have to do this. This one is really a struggle for me. Remove your email apps on your phone for 1 week. I don't know about that. That one I'm still struggling with myself. Now, I have removed all the social media apps from my phone. I have removed the shopping apps from my phone. And so if I need to get to something really, really bad, I can go to the browser and log in on my phone. Now, this is not the most pleasant experience. It is quite frustrating, actually. And that's the deterrent, right? That's the thing that says you really don't need to be on this right now. You can wait until tomorrow morning and you can go to your computer or get up off the couch, you lazy bum, because that's usually what I'm doing. and go to the office and sit down at the computer if this is important enough to tackle right now. So that's something that I've really noticed, is that I try to get in a little work here and there when I'm really interrupting my personal time, my downtime, my thinking time, sometimes even my own work time. When I'm just working on a project or writing something out, I will use my phone to like interrupt myself, if that makes sense. And I have removed all those other apps off my phone except for my email. And I am almost at the point of being able to remove that. So I will keep you informed on what happens with that over the next few months. But I want to encourage you to try some of these things. A lot of these have worked for me. Definitely keeping my phone in another room at night is very helpful. So thank you so much for listening. And if these tips have been helpful to you, please let me know by going to our website and clicking the book a chat button, or just sending me a message there. I'd love to hear from you, and send me your stories of how minimalism has helped you, or maybe if it didn't help you, and maybe there's maybe one trick that is you're just missing. And I feel like that when you start minimalism in any form, whether it's for business or personal, there's always some person who just makes it click for you. And that might be me, it might be someone else, but I know that for me, it was someone on YouTube, and I never really got it until that person said something really specific, and I was like, oh my gosh, it makes so much sense. So if you have some stories about that, I'd love to hear them. You can go to our website and book a chat, or you can send us an email there. Talk to you next time. Thanks for listening. If you'd like to learn more, please visit marketingminimalism.com.